Today I'm trying out a ShadowReapers experimental server, which is a 90's PvPvE scenario on the Caucasus map. There was a message put out on the ShadowReapers Discord asking for people to come and have a try of this server, give it a bit of a stress test, so that's what I'm doing. Just taking off from Sukumi in an A-10C, heading northeast in towards the mountains on a close air support mission on a base in the valley. Just as I arrive, I start looking around. I haven't got any points I can spend on this server yet, so I can't request smoke on the targets, so I've got to find them the old-fashioned way. I've just spotted something there in the TGP, and zooming in, looks like a shilka and a truck. I'll put a mark point on it, and there's a couple of anti-aircraft guns, an infantryman and another shilka. So another mark point, and rolling in with Mavericks.
Warning, autopilot.
Just need to adjust the speed on the targeting pod perfectly onto that shilka so that the Maverick knows where it's looking. And as I try and get a lock, it does look like it's jumping onto the truck that's in front. Yeah, keeps locking on the truck. Let's try the other shilka. I've got the same problem there. It's targeting the AAA gun. Back onto the first one. We're a little closer now, only 5 miles away. Good lock. And rifle. Onto the second mark point. That's lock 2. Rifle and break away, because we're now getting within 4 miles. And on this server, as well as there being shilkas and lots of AAA guns, there's probably manpads and there could be some SAMs down there too. And that's a good impact on one shilka and the second one. And yep, I was right to be worried about manpads, because I got one with a splash damage. Just rolling in again. I'll target the 2 AAA guns. These are slightly lighter targets, so I can send them APKWS laser guided rockets. Rifle on 1. And while that's halfway to its target, I'll send another one. And I'll slew TGP over onto the second gun. Perfect. I'll pop some flares and chaff. Again, just in case there's any more manpads or other SAMs down there.
Your waypoint for this mission is 3-2. Adjust your heading as needed.
So I've got 4 armoured vehicles destroyed. I need to get 8. So I need to have a look around and see if I can find another cluster of vehicles hiding around anywhere. Just going to try and keep myself dipped a little bit below the mountains, as there are some enemies 20 miles away. Right, looking back over, it looks like there's a cluster of vehicles just by the barracks. Right there. So get my speed and put another mark point right in the middle of them. And we'll loop round and take a better look. Getting my TGP in that target zone. I can see again a couple of AAA guns, a couple of armoured vehicles, and that one looks like a tank. So there's a good cluster of targets down there, all pretty close together. So I think this one warrants a 2,000 pounder smack in the middle of them. So I've got a GBU-10, which is a laser guided 2,000 pound bomb. So I'll put my TGP just next to the tank, and hopefully the splash from that will destroy the tank and also some of the other vehicles. Vehicle.
Pull up, pull up.
And laser on. And I'll break away. Again, flaring and chaffing, as I'm probably just in range of man pads if I fly straight over them. And that's a good shack. Yeah, got another man pad down there, some infantry, and 3 anti-aircraft guns.
Your waypoint for this mission is 32. Adjust your heading as needed.
So that's 7 out of 8 armoured vehicles destroyed. And there is the 8th. T90 burnt out. That adds to my tally.
Well done. Mission success. Land at a friendly base to receive your XP reward.
Still another 5 armoured vehicles to destroy here. So just having a look around, I can just spot something slightly south of the barracks buildings. And that was another AAA gun. So rifling off another APKWS. I can see there's some more guns and a BMP at least. So I'll give it a second rocket. Shack the first one, slew over. That's the second. And it did look like there's a third there, so I'll just slew over one more time. Right there. Rifle. Oh, it looks like a truck. Never mind. That's Shack 2. I can see that BMP running off into the trees. Oh, and there's another one there in the trees already. Put a mark point on that. As I come back round, and I can just see him there hiding under the trees. So for this one, I think I need to get a little bit more distance and come a little bit more from the southwest to get a good angle on the target. So at the moment I can only see trees, but I know that by the time I get close and pick all this GPU-12, it should drop straight down through the gap, right on top of that infantry vehicle. So that's pickled just as the BMP appears out the trees. So I'll put the laser point right next to it. I have in the past had these bombs hit the trees, which absorbs their damage. So this one I want to make sure it lands right on. There we go. That looks like a good shack. Right, so one more vehicle to find. Just have a look to see if it's hiding in the trees. I don't see anything jumping out at me. Could be something still at one of the other areas that I've attacked already. Let's just go back to the first mark points. So these were the 2 Shilkers and a couple of AAAs. Everything there looks burnt out. I don't see anything at the FARP. That's the second group of vehicles. And again, that all looks ruined. If there's something hiding in the trees, I am going to struggle to find it without smoke. There's a little mark just there. Oh yeah, there's a tank right next to that burnt out truck. So this guy can have a Maverick. Rifle. And that's a shack. That should be the last vehicle I need. It should be the last vehicle here.
Nice job. You finished the mission successfully. To claim your XP reward, you need to land at a friendly base.
So yes, just the barracks to destroy.
Your waypoint for this mission is 3-2. Adjust your heading as needed.
And then it'll be a case of liberating by destroying the buildings at the FARP.
Superb.
Just rolling in.
Sochi is now secure from enemy control.
Pull up,
I've
pull
got
up.
some 500-pound bombs I can drop on these.
Ensure the safety of our ground and air convoys for a successful capture.
And just as I'm lining up, OBS decides to give up the ghost, stops recording video, gives me a nice freeze frame, but it does record the audio. And then a couple of minutes later, recording comes back, just as I'm rolling in on the FARP, which I'm going to give a 500-pound laser-guided bomb to make sure it goes straight down the middle of that ammo dump. That's the base clear.
Good job. Taberta is no longer held by the enemy.
And it's back to Sukumi for me.
Defend our ground and air convoys to secure a successful capture.
Flight back to Sukumi is pretty straightforward. A nice cruise through the mountains, and back down to the coastal plain. Trying to keep out of the way of any enemy fighters. As I get closer, I can see that there are a couple of bandits 24 miles away, which is exactly over Sukumi airfield. So I slow down a little bit and I hope that friendly cap chase those guys off. And there's also a helicopter by the looks of it, just taken off from Gudata, which is heading hot, but is still 30 miles away. Coming into land now. The bandits have been chased off. The helicopter is still 17 miles away, so I'm pretty clear to land, rearm, refuel, and claim my points. Nice touchdown. Mission's complete. So 4 missions gives me about 10,000 XP and 100 or so points. So next time I come on the server, I'll be able to pay for smoke. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.